My name is Sonia Barette. I'm from Jamaica and from Great Britain. I'm so happy to have received the Sculpture Prize. It's a great honour for me in the context of a very revolutionary exhibition. I was really inspired by a trip that I took to the south of America. I visited a plantation. At the plantation they had headache tablets. I was just surprised to find that, and I just thought, why people are getting headache here and it's so terrible to be on this plantation. I was thinking, I can't wait to get back to London, but the idea of going back to London and having relief from plantation is a bit strange, and I realised that actually the house that was here was just a smaller and more impoverished version of the house that I'd seen in London. So I wondered what was leading me to think that there's this separation between these spaces and that I could somehow leave. And I thought about it, and I thought it's just geography, just the idea that some things are in square A1 and other things are in square F7, and that this is actually a kind of lie. So I started collecting colonial maps from colonies and from colonized countries, and braiding them together, braiding as an act of care in the Black community. I was interested in trying to understand how we can start to bring these spaces back together. We work as a collective. In every country I've made this work, I've started a Map-Lective. It's a collective of Black and brown map-making women. So we come from all different walks of life and all different types of professions, and we work together. So I've had a Map-Lective in Berlin and in London, two in London at UCL at London, and in the Royal Geographic Society in London. And this is the first time we've been braiding together on the continent. So we made a Map-Lective here in Dakar to make a part of this work. Members of the Dak'Art Map-Lective are Marie-Thérèse, Fantouquin, Bintou Baudin, and Chigay. So in braiding, we're thinking about bringing these spaces together, but we're also critiquing the map in a very important way. We've got four main critiques of maps which are, as we understand them, which are very Eurocentric ideas. And so the first is really that the map is gridded, and every grid is filled with information. Many things about land are unknown. And when you look at the map, you'll see there are actually lots of holes and gaps. And these gaps point to an absence of understanding, as opposed to the regular map in which every square is filled. The second critique is the idea of separation, the idea that A1 is separate from F5. And so we've ungridded the map and made it into a fluid space where this separation cannot happen. We've also scrambled all the colonial names, so it's possible to find a St Andrews in Scotland, but also one in Jamaica, and if you read St Andrews here, it might be either one. We've also thought about what it means to be from several different places, and how those relationships mean that those spaces cannot be really understood without each other. So we can't really understand France without Cameroon, or Cameroon without France, or Senegal, and we can't understand these spaces separately. So the regular colonial map really privileges fixity. Everything that is fixed is on the map, and this map moves. It moves, and it is moving like all the things that are really important on the map, which are things like water, air, nutrients that flow through the soil. None of these things are fixed, and all these things are off the map. Because they're not on the map, they don't count. And this is partly why we have environmental crisis, I feel. And so for a new space after the wake, we would really benefit from having a new concept of geography, or a way to understand our Earth. And we feel like this map might be a path towards that. So the other thing that's left off the map is everything that is below the surface and everything that is above. Colonial maps really privileges the surface, which is just a fraction of our Earth. Most of our Earth is below the soil, and most of it is everything that's above the soil. But on the map, we only have this little skin, and this obsession with skin of the soil of the world, but also of people, is kind of very Eurocentric. So what this map does is it flows up and down. It shows everything that's below this surface and above, and points to that. These flows really matter, and ignoring them means that we don't begin to think about consequences in real ways. We only look at roads and things that we think are fixed. Even rivers on maps look like they're fixed, but of course anyone who knows rivers knows that they're not fixed things. So we're really working together to challenge this particular map, but each member of the Map-Lective comes away after 3 days of making with their own theory on geography that they're able to point to using the work. So the sculpture makes space to gather, and it enables women to gather, but also to come up with their own theories of geography and space and time, and that's what we want to provide. So sculpture as a way of creating the space for community, and not just kind of to pedestal something.